Something we don't have too many of these days, serial killers. And yeah, we hear about all the old ones, John Wayne Gacy, Albert Fish, Jack the Ripper, all those crazy ass motherfuckers. Uh, now, um, you may have heard of a man named David J. Stewart, who runs that website. What the fuck is that website called? Jesus Savior or Christ is Savior? I forget exactly which one. I never can remember until I type it in, just to see what kind of bullshit he's spouting. And he's not the only person to have said this. I'm gonna find it in a second. Bear with me. Yeah, he's not the only person to have said this. But yeah, Jesus is Savior. That's the name of his website. Yeah. Yeah, he isn't the first person to have said this, but take Albert Fish for example. Albert Fish was gay, was maybe bi, maybe gay. No, I don't really know. His sexuality was questionable, but it doesn't matter. He's dead now. And he said, and basically he attributed his Albert Fish's serial killing, as well as serial killing of many other people, to the fact that they were gay, bi, whatever. Albert Fish, John Wayne Gacy, Aleister Crowley, among others. Maybe a lot of serial killers have been gay. Maybe all serial killers that we know about have been gay or bi. But that had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that they were serial killers. Yeah, Albert Fish might have sodomized and killed and eaten young boys, but that had absolutely nothing to do with the fact that he was gay. That had everything to do with the fact that he was fucking insane. That is why people are serial killers. Freddie Mercury was gay, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't a serial killer, and if he was, well, holy shit, that's a surprise, because I don't think too many people knew it. And if it turns out that he was a serial killer, well, again, I don't think that had anything to do with the fact that he was gay. It would have had to do with the fact that he was crazy and or bitter, but probably just crazy. Okay, I think my DS is low on battery power. Yeah, I enjoy Fire Emblem, folks. Sacred Stones, in case you couldn't tell. That's unimportant. I forget what the fuck I was saying. Interesting serial killer. We don't get too many interesting serial killers. When's the last time we even had an interesting serial killer, I'm talking about, a guy who would... I'm talking about, let's say, a guy who would shove a live parakeet up his... A guy who targets, young women between the... Youngish... A guy who targets women between the ages of, 12 and a half years old and 37 and 4 months. And he goes after these girls and women, and his preferred method is to shove a live parakeet up her ass before breaking her neck and twisting her head all the way around, slapping her in a suit of armor, tying her to a bicycle, and then hanging the bicycle upside down in the middle of a barn, out in the middle of somewhere in Kansas. And then every alternate Wednesday night at precisely 10:27:18 time over in Oslo, Norway, he takes these victims and he pisses on them before folding up the bicycle over the woman so that he's got some sort of a weird sandwich, and then he puts it into this gigantic pressure cooker where he finds one that large. Who knows? Who cares? Search me. Maybe he built it himself. He puts them in the pressure cooker, and then he shapes them into bricks, and then he sells the bricks for 99 cents a brick. We don't have any serial killers like that. And I'd be willing to sign up for the job if not for the fact that there's other things I would rather do with my life. Now my foot's asleep. And I gotta pee. Bad. But that's unimportant. Who knows how many times I've said that shit. Anyway, I don't think I've got anything else to say on this one. Next rant after I take a leak.